what I ate last Tuesday, anything.
Yeah, feel free to ask us.
You can unmute or you can put it in the chat box. Don't mind.
And I was also like, oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, no, you can go on. I just had a question.
No, I just want to say, in terms of like, not revision to everyone, don't stress if you're not doing too much, because my exam is early and I'm not doing anything really and truly because I feel quite like demotivated. I'm quite drained from year 12. So I'd say maybe just try and do like a passage every 3 days or 2 passages every 3 days and then build up your stamina. And then when you know your test is coming up, I don't know the overall date when everyone booked theirs, but like say if you like you're doing early entry and you booked yours for like, I don't know, October or early September, maybe like a week before, just start cramming in those past papers and essay examples. Start spamming your teacher's emails. Just make sure you know that when you come into the test, you're confident. And please make sure you get used to the online format, because now I know that I need to do more for the online format. Like I need to do more practice with it so I can acclimatize to what it's about. But go on, Isabel.
Okay. So basically I just have a question, which is like when we're meant to take the LNAT and how we're meant to book it, because I have been given no advice and I only just found like your guys' Instagram the other day. So I don't have a clue what's going on, I'm completely honest.
Well, if you're applying to Oxford, you need to have it done before like around like the beginning of October. That's quite stressful. If not, you need to have it done by at least January, I think that's the
January 24th. And you book it on the LNAT website. So there's an LNAT website. And it'll take you to like Pearson. Pearson the exam board run it. So then you book it and it will ask you to find your UCAS ID. And I know a lot of people don't know where that is. So on the UCAS hub, you have my application. You click on that and then it should say on the top right-hand corner, your UCAS ID, and that's what you put in that's what you do for your LNAT booking. I hope that makes sense. If not, just message us and we'll help.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you sound really unsure. I feel so bad.
Feel free to ask us, like
literally just keep asking.
Or whatever, and then we'll try and help you out if you.
Yeah,
it's just nothing was given to me. Like literally, I was like, I want to go to like Bristol, and I did like a summer school with them, and it's all great. And then like at college, there's just nothing. Like we've literally told nothing.
Don't worry, I'm here with you. Like, just message us. Honestly, I feel quite stressed as well. I'm quite stressed, but like,
I feel like I've done nothing. Like I feel really unaccomplished right now.
Same. Like I think the practice test, the first online test I did, I'll be so honest, I got like 15 out of 45 because
That's still really good, mind you. I wasn't
used to the online format. When I was doing it in the book, I was banging like 30 and above because I was highlighting, and it's so much different to the actual online format. So I was like, oh no. But it's okay. Just don't worry. There's other people in your boat. There's a lot of other people in your boat as well.
It'll be fine. Yeah, you'll even see those people on the day, like I did. They also look stressed. Any other questions?
Yeah, I was wondering, actually also, Isabel, I live in Bristol and I would highly recommend going to the uni. Like it's because I have friends in first year and it's really good. Anyway,
I'm applying.
Have you been hired as a promoter for Bristol?
Oh yeah, duh. But like genuinely, like,
has someone from Bristol.
Yeah, it's the only reason why she's here. She's not even here to support us or get help or anything. In fact, she's a uni student. She's not.
Yeah,
she's
not even in such a scam. That's why she had all the good points.
But yeah, so my question was, honestly, like, don't feel like you have to. But I was wondering, also, what was your name? Because it only says UpLaw's Society.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's because it's Dana. I will change that because my name isn't UpLaw's Society.
You name the society yourself.
I was wondering if I was to send you an essay, like sometime, would you be able to have a look at it? Because obviously, like, you've had experience with that, and like that's kind of the part I'm most worried about, the essay.
Definitely. I don't know if you have if you have our Instagram, send it there. It's fine. Or
Thank you so
you
much.
type in the email.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Somebody
I'll
say.
type it in, don't worry.
Oh, okay. Can you highlight in the online format? No, you cannot. I'm sorry. It's a bit sad, but you can't. But you can flag it at the top, and you can probably like try and take notes on a whiteboard that they'll give you. Yeah, there's the email in there. But I will say as well, Layla, get your teachers to mark it as well. They are being paid for a reason.
Layla, did you say you were an English student or?
Yeah, well, I do well on essays when we, like, for the whole year, they just would give us like, it would like essays would be homework, so we could spend as long as we want. And then when it came to my mocks, I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't actually practice doing anything in time condition. So then when I went into my mock, it was just like a massive shock and didn't go well. And now I'm like, shit, like next month I actually have to do something in time condition.
Oh God.
I can offer advice on that. In terms of like, I don't know, I would say that I'm quite decent with essays in terms of time conditions. Because IB English is just bad essays. Like, I would say that try and practice a couple of essays by yourself on time conditions. Try and do like, I would say try and do maybe one a week. And because you're an English student, you like, I find I'm quite hard on myself when it comes to essays. I can critique my own essay. I know what I've done wrong when I look over it. If you want, I can always help you. Like, it'll be good to like help for me as well, just trying to read someone else's perspective on an answer. So just feel free to email us.
Since a lot of
That's
people are
brilliant.
asking the LNAT website, why don't I actually go on it? I'll share my screen and then we can go on it.
By
Does
the way,
anyone else have
Layla,
any more questions?
I was just going to say to Layla that just talking to your English teacher like would be a good idea just to see if they would be willing to like mark any of your essays just like in their free time or whatever. Or like even if you have their email, potentially like message them in advance. So then you wouldn't have to wait for like a long time because I know your like tests in September. So try and get into contact with your English teacher or any humanities teacher in general, because like humanities are just essays anyway. So
It doesn't even have
yeah.
to be a teacher. Like, talking to your friends that are also doing that on that, you can kind of just like base off each other's ideas. Like, I find that sometimes like people from my school, because we're all quite stressed, we usually just bounce off ideas. Like, I remember one of our sessions in school, because I run the Law Society, we did like a practice essay example. Ideas were like, oh, okay, that point. I can rebut it and think, oh, another point. So just try and do that. Always try and think in the other person's shoes or in the other person's head, like, what would they put in response to my answer? I need to take my own advice because I don't do that. But yeah, I don't do that.
Okay, here it is. And here's the LNAT website. If you just type that in, on how to prepare, you can go down and on the side here, there's practice tests. And if I'll just go on one little sample test and I'll just get it up. And yeah, it should look like this. You know, it'll say you have 95 minutes and stuff like that. And then if you go, you know, it's actually kind of like this as well. It's really scary. It really asks you, like, are you ready? And oh yeah,
I'm getting trauma flashbacks from. Oh, it's the one question thing.
yeah, it is the one question. Yeah, I think you were right. Yeah, no, okay. Now I'm having flashbacks, and yes, it was one question. But look, you can just literally, yeah, there. You can literally just skip through and look at all the questions beforehand. And here on the side, here's the flag for review. Oh, it's actually yellow here. There. And if I go to the very end, this might take a while. So someone ask a question.
Adam has his hand up. Did you want to say something or?
No, it does not want me to. I will click randomly. Yeah, Adam. Ask.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, I know it's not really LNAT related, but is there any kind of things that any of you would recommend reading, like law book wise, or any news channels?
Oh,
and
Kelvin
stuff?
got it.
Is
I've
Kelvin
got
gonna
a
recommend
I've
letters
got
to
a
all our
one book
students?
list.
He is. He
of, like,
is.
Yeah, I've got like
He
a book list
promotes
of
them.
law. Yeah, I've got like a book list of law books. So like, I will try and see if we can upload that on the actual like LinkedIn page, or I'll just send it to you via Instagram.
I have it
if
right
anyone
here.
else
Letters
wants
to a law student. Can write.
Yeah,
I
and
just
there's
have
like
the PDF that Kelvin sent me.
there's a
Oh,
bunch of other books as well. I would say
No, but
that
Kelvin, you know your book list. I like read it and it's really good. I think we should make a post for that because it is a
okay,
good
thank
list.
you. I would also say don't read the generic books because you need to stand out in your passive statement. Because everyone will be reading Letters to a Law Student, Justice by Michael Sandel, even though I'm talking about justice in the book, passive statement. Everyone will be reading those books. I would say find a book that no one else would read or niche type of thing. Find something that suits your particular interest. For example,
oh yes.
I'm talking about space law, which is actually hilarious because I don't know why I'm talking about that, but I now have an interest in it and media and law communications. So I'm looking at podcasts. I also recommend Gresham College. I'll type it in the chat. They have a bunch of like law lectures. They're amazing. They're amazing to me because I don't know. I just find them really interesting. I'd watch that. Law in Action, Godsend. The Intelligence. Again, that thing is amazing. I don't know, like it's just so good. And I've also heard about passive statements. That they like to see real world examples in your passive statement. They want to see how you can critique a case. There's this website. It's called the Bailey, where they have a bunch of legal cases, and you can search so many up, and you can find summary judgments, and then you can put your own opinion and stance in it, and be like, oh, I disagree with Lord whatever or Judge whatever's opinion, and stuff like that. I will try and find the website link to Bailey right now. I'll put it in the chat, and I'll put in the chat the other stuff that I just said. I hope that helps.
While you say that, oh sorry, am I interrupting you?
No.
Please, talking to me or Kelvin?
I just wanted to say here
It's fine, sorry.
the review screen at the end of the LNAT that you'll see. Obviously, I haven't answered all of them, apart from this one. And you'll see that since I flagged question 2, you'll see that it's there, and then you can literally just click on it, and it will send you back. So yeah, I'll stop sharing, and Anjali, you go.
I just wanted to say this to Kelvin real quick, like in relation to like space law and stuff. I don't know if you've already like listened to this episode yet, but like in the Law in Action podcast on the e-scooting through the law thing, I think they do at some point, because they do like little segments. They don't do it just based on one topic, so it's not like in detail, but they do a bit on like space law. So just thought you wanted to check that out.
Yeah, I watch. TED Talks. TED Talks are like an amazing plug. You'd be surprised at how much you learn from a TED Talk. Like, I learned about restorative justice. I'm not sure if anyone actually knows what that is. Restorative justice is where I kind of like fell in love with justice in the law. So it's like, say for example, a criminal committing an offense. That criminal, he or she, all day, would like work in the community, and the community decide whether he or she or they should have a lesser sentence or shouldn't even be given a sentence. And that was a way to reduce sentencing rates and incarceration rates. And I found that really interesting. So I'd also recommend TED Talks. And I'm going to link that Bailey website now.
I agree with you about finding that niche. For me, it was wrongful convictions in criminal law because I did my EPQ around that. And yeah, and I read like loads of like niche books that other people probably would not have read about wrongful convictions. So then it probably, made it stand out. Adam, did you have a question? I saw your hand was up.
No, all good. I was going to ask one small thing that just came to mind. I don't know if any of you really have anything to recommend here, but because I live in like a Muslim country, I was focusing on Sharia law, and basically kind of the way that they do things is like, it's really harsh. So for example, in Singapore, if you litter, I think you get lashed 80 times. So I was basically looking at like if that is worth it, because like Singapore, I think has the lowest litter rate in the world. So it's like looking at that. But I was wondering if you guys had any recommendations, but it's kind of a very niche topic. So
No, that's a really good idea, because that's the niche as you can get. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know that loads of people, my teachers say, don't do like the generic ones like criminal law, because can't lie, criminal law is what I'm interested in. But loads of people will do criminal law. So like, try and spin your niche type of law into an international perspective and look at different legal systems and how they all contrast. I would say that's even a binding personal statement in its own.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good. That's a really good idea.
I swear. I feel like a lot of people don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's like there's like the difference between like Sunni and Sharia in Muslims, and they have like different laws. It's actually going to be on next week's weekly news roundup.
Oh, tune in.
Bit of a plug. Does anyone else have any questions?
To answer also what Adam was saying, I'm not sure if this would be relevant, but one of my friends recommended me this book once when we were talking, and it's called So The Righteous Mind, Why Good People Are Divided by Politics and Religion. And it's all about how like people across the world think differently and how that affects laws and stuff. So I think that could be relevant to you looking at, you know, a global outlook of like philosophy, because that's sort of what I'm into as well. So that's why I'm really meaning to read it.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
No, it does sound amazing. Like obviously we're not legal professors or law professors. I would say whatever interests you, do it. Because at the end of the day, they want to see your opinion on your own, like, I don't know, argument in your personal statement. I think those the interesting topics that you, Adam, later and Adam have, they're really interesting. I would never have thought of that. That's a brilliant way to stand out. So I would say go for it. Yeah.
Use the fact that you're an international student to your advantage. It gives like a whole new perspective. Like usually people who are international, they'll like talk about the laws of their like own country and how, you know, like that impact, and that'll just look really good compared to like a bunch of people just keep on like repeating the same, like, I really love criminal law, guys. Like I say that, although I talk about criminal law, but don't do what I did.
Like saying you're an international student that has a different viewpoint on a different legal system, or you speak like a multitude of languages, also helps. That languages, whoa, and a lot of people have done well with that in their personal statements. So yeah.
I know, yeah. Like if you speak French, talk about French law. If you speak, do you speak Arabic?
True.
Because into Sharia law.
Me?
Arabic?
Oh yeah, a little bit, but it's nothing extensive. Like I can say a few things, but it's not like how I can speak English, you know.
Still cool though.
Yeah, still better than the average person.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I have to pay the international fees, then I think I can definitely use that to my advantage.
If you do,
the international fees are killer.
If you do like MUN, that's an amazing thing, because MUN, I never realized that the value of MUN, because you get to see so much international stuff. That's one of the reasons why I actually like I love MUN now, because it's really helped me in terms of just thinking. Like I know, like when I do MUN, I love to represent like really bad countries, just because I like to get attacked and attack back. But it's just really fun. So maybe join, if you have an MUN club, maybe join that. I'd recommend that because that can help you form your personal statement. YouTube, TED Talks. You find a lot on TED Talks. So just type in the legal section of TED Talks. You probably get an idea from TED Talks, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Well, does anyone else have any questions? Can have a look at the chat.
Yeah, I was just wondering, are there any other tips for writing like a good personal statement that would stand out? Because I'm not sure.
Really focus on that introduction. Like I said before about the introductions in essays, like really focus on making that introduction stand out, because once it's really good, they will then be convinced that the rest of your personal statement will be good. So it just sets a really good standard for the rest of your personal statement. Kelvin, do you have anything? I'll think about something else.
I'm trying to think from what other people told me, because I'm trying to write my second draft. I'm just planning it so far. Whatever
you don't put in your personal statement, get your teachers to put in there.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I'm
Thing.
only
The
on my
thing
second
is,
draft because
Yeah, sorry,
I'm only on my second draft because I'm doing early entry. That's the only reason why I'm on my second draft now, because I need to hand it in September. But like, even though I know I'm not gonna get into Oxford, but we move. But like,
you say that, but then watch this recording back in like a year.
Yeah, but like I'd say for personal statements, I don't know what I'm doing personally is that I'm trying to go as unique as possible. So me doing space law, I know hardly anyone was going to do space law. And actually, because I did summer school with Linklaters and Big Voice London for space law, I learned so much from it. So it was I got a lot of like lectures from it as well. So I learned quite a lot. So I'm going to talk about that. And I'm also talking about a defamation case. So I would say, but like, try talk about a case if you want to, or try talk about a law reformation as well. That could be really interesting if you're struggling with ideas.
Yeah, another thing I would say is some people, I mean, I don't know if, but like some people might write about becoming a lawyer rather than studying law. Like this is just a little like admin thing. But like you should really show that you're passionate about studying law rather than like becoming a lawyer. Yeah, that's just
and I'd also say try and demonstrate in your last statement, because it's what I've been told, try and demonstrate the skills that you have to be a lawyer. So for example, say I run the Law Society, I have communication skills, good listening skills. I can talk to different people from walks of life. I know how to base other people's ideas. I have critical analysis because I can formulate an argument because I'm an English student. Try and demonstrate that key skill and say, oh, that's a great attribute that I can lead into the law course. Oh, look at me. It's quite cool, right?
So proud. Sitting here like a proud mom. Another thing. Oh, what was I gonna say? The proud mom just sent me.
Was that, sorry, quick thing. Tasnia, she said she'd offer to read people's personal statements. So she really did say that. So like, and she said that.
Just say that while she's not here. So
she'll watch this back and she'll be like, I didn't mean it.
But like, I feel like she'd be more than happy to answer any personal statement help that you guys need. Because obviously I'm a year 12, so I'm not really like the guru of personal statements, but you know what I mean, yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, you know how Dana said, like, how the introduction is really important, but if you haven't done like a first draft yet and you're just like asking for advice on like how to start and you're struggling, then don't start with like the first paragraph, because sometimes it's just so hard to sit there and like put words into like paper or whatever. So either like do that thing where you find like a niche topic or something you're just really genuinely interested in, or like one of the super curriculars that you've done already that like you found really interesting. Like start with that if you're like struggling to like find something to write about.
Yeah. Also, if you're applying to Russell groups, especially and especially like Oxford, like I think it's 70% academic and then like 30% extracurricular. So a lot of people do. Is it
80-20?
Is it
80-20?
Okay, 80-20. And so a lot of people do worry about like how much like extracurriculars they need to do. Like they need to do like 10 extracurriculars, but you don't, and you won't have space to put it in, you know?
I don't even have space for any of like the extra, because I'm on my second draft right now. And like you guys said, like if you don't have space for something, you need to put it in your teacher reference. I don't even think I'll have enough for all of the super curriculars I want to add to my teacher. There is like 0 extracurriculars going on. But
like you really need to care about those super curriculars, because those are the things that they'll look at, and those are the things that'll show your interest in law, and those might be the things that they'll ask in the interviews. Yeah.
If you are struggling, sorry.
I was going to say, pick the supercurriculars or extracurriculars that you think you're most passionate about. You don't have to read a book for law to study law for your personal statement. Honestly, you don't, because I find that reading books can be very boring. I can't even read one page. I was literally switch off. That's why I like watching a YouTube or a TED Talk or listening to a podcast, because it just sinks in more. So you really don't have to read a book. And don't stress too much about the personal statement. Yes, you are competing for a Russell Group uni. Yes, the fact that we're in the COVID times, it's going to be more competitive now because loads of students are taking gap years. So you will need to stand out. You will need to find a way to make sure that your personal statement is absolutely banging. I'm stressing about that as well because I'm just thinking, how on earth am I going to stand out when everyone wants to study law? But have faith in your writing, have faith in your personal statement, have faith that you are amazing and that you will be good in a law degree. It will be hard, of course, but you know that because you want to study law and it's competitive. So yeah.
Just amazing. Yes.
By the way, I was just gonna say, don't take what I said to heart, like about the whole like super curricular thing. Like you don't have to make the whole thing super curriculars. I just have like loads of stuff that I'm like, you know, in denial about, like struggling to let go. So I've just decided to load it all on my teacher reference. But genuinely, like if you think there are extracurriculars that are like really relevant to like the skills that you're going to need, or you just need like some filler space and you can find a way to link the skills that you like, they're like skills that you can apply to studying law, or well, not as much being a lawyer, but like more focusing on like studying law, like so communication, like Kelvin said. I know law society is like a super curricular to some extent, but like other kind of team leadership skills and stuff like that, you can like speak about extracurriculars in your personal statement.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, the extracurricular bit is about seeing your personality and your interests. Doesn't necessarily have to be about law. Everything can link. Everything has transferable skills. They want to see you. They don't want to see a drone. Yeah. My question is not really related to the LNAT, but do you have any tips for studying/revising A-level history? Ooh, I just finished my A-level history, so I will say. So what did I do? So methods. I have this method where it sounds really hard and complicated, but at the beginning, but you could have zero personality. Okay, ignoring that. But what you could try and do is get a little piece of paper and blurt everything that comes to mind on like a certain topic. Like for example, I did the British Civil War on, I guess, like Charles I, and just blurt everything you know about Charles I into a mind map, and it'll often help to like cement your knowledge. Like there's this whole like science behind like active recall. Like I don't really know if you've heard it, but like you should check out like Ali Abdal on YouTube, and he has really good videos on like active recall, and he explains the whole science behind it. But like blurting is a really good method. Another thing for history is timelines, but my problem with timelines is for A-level especially is that I can't fit everything into one. Even if it's an A3, I can't fit everything there. So what I would do, I would divide everything. I will, and let me type it in. Yeah, I'm done. So I will type everything. Not type. Oh. I will I will divide everything into different periods. So like 1600s to 1625. And then I would put all the key dates there, and then I would repeat that for like 1625 to 1650, something like that. That's just two methods that I would do. I hope that helps. Like I know I often did that, but like practice questions as well. They are very important. Do not underestimate the use of practice questions. Do it, like plan it, and then do it, and then come back to it again and plan it. Get your teachers to mark it. Get your friends to look over it if you don't want to ask your teacher. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's just a little summary. Does that sound good? Okay, good. Does anyone else have any more questions? Because we have really gone over time. Yeah, I'm sorry that it went over time, like literally like 2 hours. Like I'm sorry, but was that helpful?
It was genuinely really helpful.
Okay.
Especially the interactive like practice with the multiple choice and the essay. And I think we bounced off each other a lot. We had great ideas from you guys. Thank you.
You all had great ideas. It was great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you guys were being interactive because I would have died from the awkwardness. If no one else has any.
This was my LNAT practice for the week. I'm quite happy. My LNAT practice for the week.
I will stop recording